Okay, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up to this camera. Me, it, the, and we, but, blah, 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 row, row, goobity, goobity. Um, that pretty much sums up uh, the entire world on the objective playing field. A bunch of gobbledygook all mixed in together, and we're trying to make sense of it. And each one of us is on our own trip, in our own journey, in our own world, doing our own thing, somehow trying to create some sort of collective understanding. And if you want a system that actually works, you've got to recognize the system is in a constant state of moving. And if you can't release that movement, if you can't release into the movement, then you're stuck. And when you're stuck, you'll notice because you'll feel the pain of it. You'll feel agonizing, gut wrenching, awful, tiresome. Doesn't matter. You get it. Point being, my particular world is surrounded by words. It's like all I do. Is I look at them and I feel them, and each of them gives off a different particular vibration at a different time. And what I've come to realize about these words is that they also give me some insight into other beings and how they function. If you're constantly using negative terminology or constantly using this victim, poor me, if you're not really recognizing, especially in a state where you're supposedly some sort of spiritual awareness, if you're not able to grasp that tiny concept that those words will in fact transform the brain itself and continue to have the body functioning in this particular way, you're all theory and not practice. It's great that I have all these words, written down. But if I'm not actually applying everything that I'm learning about those words and putting them onto the objective field and scientifically looking into that phenomenological experience of just being a human being, if I'm not actually out there doing it, what am I trying to say? Like, really, what am I trying to say? And I'm gonna wonder why things don't feel good, and I'm gonna sit there and cry about it because it doesn't feel right. People, stop for 2 seconds. Take a real good look at yourself. Like, really good. See the things you're drawing into yourself because of the way you speak about your own self. What kind of self do you want to be? What kind of self are you looking for? Do you enjoy the pain? If you do, that's cool. But if you don't, you got to start showing up to some different things. You got to start getting creative in the brain, and you've got to start using the heart to see the earth, the collective whole, the one space. My Gestalt theory over there. Each one of us is a part of that global Gestalt, the big picture, and none of those little pieces matters individually outside of that global whole, to the degree that it gets the predominant of everyone's energy. There is no one outside of the big one, and if each little one shows up to their part of the big one, that's when it gives an opportunity to really start flowing and growing. But if you're gonna hold me accountable for your particular feelings, if you're gonna look at me and have me be the one that's responsible for how you're feeling, this is not gonna be very good. It's gonna feel really crunchy, and you're probably gonna end up not liking me very much by the end of the day. You'll probably think I'm crazy. You'll point at me. You'll call me names. You'll tell me that I need help, and you will assume that you're right and that I'm inventing things to get out of something or whatever. And I can assure you that is not the case. I have spent the better portion of the last 5 years of my life not speaking out, just so I could take in a lot of bits, lots of vows of silence, vows of silences. Pause of silence is and it's come to be it's come to be the only me I can be, you know? I can't I I tried those other ways. It just didn't fit. Um, Personal self-governance. Nothing to do with government, people. Nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with religion. Nothing to do. No, I mean, obviously, it has everything to do with all of it, depending on how much of those stories you get into. But story-free, just personal self-governance. Watching the self, developing the self, learning the self, knowing the self, and knowing that other selves are also doing the same thing, whether they know it or not. But once we do know, once we actually grasp that concept and we start interacting with others who are doing the same thing, you'll know right away who's doing it and who's not. You'll be able to tell. Because the ones that aren't doing it will break down, freak out, and they won't come back. And that's just pretty much it. And they'll be pointing at you like you're the issue that needs to be solved, rather than coming with some sort of solution to the issue that might have had everyone going off track in the first place. But if we can at least afford everyone the luxury of trying to find happiness, giving them the freedom, not controlling the situation, not trying to make our own human plans more important than the global design, I really feel like that's kind of maybe something we should consider. But that means a lot of selflessness. It means a lot of selfless living and a lot of just letting certain things be, and not always trying to have to find the answer for them. And for a lot of you people that need to have those answers all the time, that I'll tell you what, man, that's like putting up a roadblock for yourself, saying that you know more than the universe. And I can tell you a little secret, you don't. we are outer mind, we are inner mind, we are the brain, we are the body. And from all of that, if we can filter through it with the heart, like wicked badass, seriously. But letting things go and giving everything an opportunity to bloom in its natural way is the organic way. And I can't live any other way. I've tried. It's painful, and it comes with a lot of stories, and it comes with a lot of expectations, and it comes with a lot of desires, and it comes with a lot of objective field superpositions, I guess, where these points in time that stay still. And I don't function like that. I don't function in the stay still space. I recognize that energy flows through me in this sort of fractal experience. The colors go through the space. It looks like there's movement, but there's really not so much of this linear style forward backward movement. It's more of just I'm getting so off track, people. Just when life offers you something that you weren't expecting, just sit for a second. Just sit for 1 second and give it a chance to settle in, and try not to make judgments of it right away. Just give it a moment to allow itself to show up to you in a way that pieces things together. People, you've been there 1,000 times, man. I know you have, where you have these arguments with each other, and it starts out, everything's perfect, everybody's doing a really good job, and we're having a lot of good times, and then all of a sudden somebody gets pissed off, and then next thing you know, there's a big argument, and then it's and then all of a sudden it's not the argument anymore, and everybody's in this position of reservation, and then next thing you know, everything's fine again. So I got this new plan. Since it's typically always good in the end anyways, let's just skip out on the argument part of it. Let's just skip out on it. Yeah, you can't tell me it doesn't work, because I guarantee none of y'all bitches has even tried it before, where you come into somebody and say, meh, 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 and then they say meh, 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 and you go, wait a second, let's not do this. Well, that's not fair. That right there, that it's not fair, that's ego. That's just all there is to it. And if you want to point at me and say that me stopping a conversation is ego because I'm not interested in carrying on a certain kind of chat, word. It's only a matter of time before we'll end up seeing how this whole thing unfolds. But I am not going to sit still having conversations about the universe when I'm just a tiny little glimmer of everything that's happening on this planet. And for me to sit there and assume that I can understand every single thing that's happening to me in every single moment to the degree that I can make sense of it on the objective field, it's just not possible. Anyway, so take time with each other. Just when the red flag goes up, just take the red flag and, nix the whole long chitty chatty bang bang if you can avoid it, especially when emotions start getting high, because once that happens, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And we really want people to not be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Well, I mean, I kind of, I like Cocoa Puffs, but anyways. All right, cool. Well, peace, everybody.